What is up? Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day. Back with some StellarBlade. We have the demo finally released, and this has been a game that's been on a lot of people's radars for all kinds of reasons. Obviously, a lot of backlash in terms of, oh, the main character is over-sexualized, even though they were depicted by an actual person model, so it's not just, over-exemplified. But I've never been that type of person that complains about things like that. It is what it is. It's a video game. It's supposed to be fun and entertaining. But that's the thing about it, is, it looks good, Eve looks good, the characters look good, but can the game look and feel and play good? Is the gameplay the thing that matters probably the most? Is that going to be actually good? And I'm here to let you know my impressions of playing the demo, and I'll just say it short and sweet. Yes, the gameplay is very good. It's very exciting, very entertaining. Would I recommend that this is definitely a must-buy? I guess depending on who you are. I think there is one thing that I still will have to wait and see. And unfortunately, I can't really tell you if it's going to be good or not. The only way to know is to actually probably buy and play the game. But I definitely am going to be more than likely picking this game up when it comes out. But let's get into the combat first. And I'm actually surprised that it's actually slower than I thought. Maybe it's just because I've been watching certain clips. And not that it's a problem for me personally, it doesn't bother me at all, but I just thought it'd be a lot faster. And maybe it's just me being very new to the game, obviously trying to learn, because as you can probably tell, I'm not very good at these type of games, but they are fun and entertaining to play. I definitely do enjoy stuff like this because I kind of like the aesthetic. I like the atmosphere and the whole thing. And this isn't the first time I've played games where you have a post-apocalyptic world and you're coming back to the planet and you have all these type of monsters. I've seen people make the comparisons to Scarlet Nexus, which I do love that game a lot, and that game was a lot of fun to play in terms of the combat and abilities and stuff like that. I also see the Nier influence as well, which are another amazing game franchise, so I definitely see that, but I also see this game being its own thing, having its own unique aesthetic, and I definitely do enjoy that. The combat is very satisfying. I also like how you have to use this scan to not just find locations to get to, but also watch out for enemies that try to get you in the okie doke, because a lot of times they just backhand you, stab you, so you always got to be aware of your surroundings. And I also like a lot of the enemy variety. There's a lot of unique different enemy types. Obviously they're these creatures, but there's different forms. Some of them that they'll disappear and you have to use this scan to find them when they do disappear on you, so I do like that. I like the whole concept of the whole parrying and dodging. I'm not really good at it, so it's going to take me a long time to kind of get used to it. But then again, I'd rather struggle real early on than just be really good at it early on, because I think it's half the fun of these games is just struggle and then eventually overcoming this stuff. But you also do have other things you can do in the game that are really cool. And I understand that. I think for the combat perspective, I think my biggest struggle I had personally was just closing the gap between enemies, as well as if you're fighting multiple enemies at the same time. I really feel like it's tough to do that, especially when you lock on the one and you have another one from the backside get you. I think that is probably the worst problem I had with the fighting. But when it's one-on-one or even like a boss fight, I like those situations a lot more than having multiple enemies come at you at once. But other than that, and maybe closing the gap, as I said, because as I said, it's not as fast-paced as I thought it was going to be. So getting that distance before they launch an attack, I think, is the biggest thing I struggle with personally. But once again, that could be something that I'm just got to get, what they say, get good. But I do like a lot of this, what this game offers so far. I think the combat can be a lot of fun and satisfying. And you also got a lot of things you have to account for too. As I saw the skills trees, there's a lot of skills, and I know they had the boss run at the end once you beat the main part of the demo. So there's a lot of abilities I've yet to unlock and accomplish. So it could be just something where just the base skills, and obviously unlocking a lot of other skills gives you a lot of potential. But the game looks good, it feels good. I also like a lot of the musical soundtrack, so I definitely see a lot of people comparing it to other games, but at the end of the day, the game does have to stand out on its own. I feel like it has a huge potential to do that. I mean, it looks fun, it plays fun, and the thrill of just knowing that you're not really good at it like me, and to get better at it over time and learn how things work is definitely intriguing to me as well. You also have these camps where basically you can have a shop, you can upgrade your character, upgrade your weapons, skill points, even change the music playing there, fast travel, you name it. There's a lot of things you can collect and find and scavenge. It's not very, I guess it's sort of linear in a way from what I played the demo, but it definitely looks like you can have a lot of stuff to explore and go off the beaten path, because I do ultimately believe that this will increase the length and replayability of this game. But I said earlier, I can't say guaranteed this is definitely something you need to go out there and buy, because there's one thing I'm not going to know if it's any good until we play it, and that is the story and characters themselves. You get enough to be intrigued by it, and it definitely seems and looks interesting, but it's just one of those things where I don't know until I play itself, because I think that's going to be the difference between whether this is going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a good game, but it's going to be a difference between, is this going to be a good game or is this going to be a great game? And we get little, many backstories and a little bit about what's going on with the story and the characters, and the main character Eve, and basically what's happening with the world. And as I said, that's something I can't tell you if it's going to be good or bad, but it looks interesting, it looks intriguing, and hopefully it pans and sticks to landing, because if it's a great, interesting story with interesting characters, that's just going to help the value out, because I definitely think the gameplay is definitely a lot of fun and looks really cool, especially with the boss fights. And as I said, the few boss fights I fought in here, they definitely look cool. As I said, I'm terrible, I'm trash, but you know what? You got to start somewhere, and I definitely like the ability to go and have fun and get better over time. And by the way, how many people were still playing even after this transition from beating this guy into the next cutscene? Because I kept like button mashing till I realized, damn, I'm not playing. It's just transitioned real perfectly from this moment right here into this whole cutscene thing after you beat the thing. So I do like that, and watching all this, it looks so much cooler than the way that I was doing. So it makes me know that once you upgrade a lot of the skills and you get a lot of points, you can do so many cool things. I also like these fatality moves you do on the creatures. They look really cool and gory, and this game does have a lot of gore in it, a lot of limbs being cut off or people being stabbed. So it's definitely not for the weak of heart, but it looks cool, it looks great. And as I said, the best part is, yes, Eve is very attractive. She's definitely something that a lot of people be getting really excited for, but the game is more than just, oh, I have an attractive main character. I have an attractive main character with very fun gameplay, and if the story and the characters can come along for the ride, then I feel like that's just an epic win, because that's what we want fun, entertaining games. And you know what? If we have an attractive main character, then so be it. I think it's a win for everybody. But I'm happy to basically say that I definitely do highly recommend it. You at least play the demo, and hopefully the main game definitely sticks to landing. I definitely more likely will be picking this up. As I said, you got a lot of things, and I'll admit I do like the kind of cyborg kind of stuff combined with the creatures they give me. As I said earlier, that Scarlet Nexus feel with the unique creatures and the stuff like that, and having these cool moves, especially when you do them right, it definitely feels satisfying. Unfortunately, I'll probably have those few and far in between, because I just am terrible. But you know what? Knowing that you're terrible at games like this, but you still have fun, that definitely can tell you that this is a game you definitely enjoy. And maybe I'll get better over as time goes on. But as I always like to say, that is ultimately my opinion. I want to hear your guys' opinions down in the comment section below. If you have played StellarBlade the demo, let me know, is this a game that after playing the demo, you definitely are excited for, you're going to pick it up when it comes out, or you're someone who's still kind of not 100% sure, kind of on the fence and all, or maybe this is someone's just like, hey, this just isn't my cup of tea. Let me know down in the comment section down below. But thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, and hopefully I can see you guys back in the next one. Thanks, and I'll see you all later. Peace.